Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. If I look excited, it's because I am. Today's guest is the one and only, the notorious Sankara Frazier, who is the CEO of Circle of Discipline. Some of you know about Circle of Discipline. Some of you may not know that much, but hopefully, before the end of this recording, you'll know a lot more. So, first of all, good morning, Brother Frazier. Good morning. How are you
How are
today?
you? I'm doing okay.
All right, that's great.
Thank you.
So I tell you what, why don't we start it from the top? I know there's a lot there, and before we do that, I want to give you guys a little bit of the history with Sankara and myself. Maybe some of you noticed the last name Frazier, and he is the son of the late great Bishop Stanley Neal Frazier, who was our pastor. We both grew up together at Emmanuel Tabernacle, Church of God in Christ, something that we're both very proud of, and I know it's gone a long way in shaping me. So, Sankara, if you don't mind, maybe just starting out a little bit. I know you guys were one of the first African American families in Minnesota, and just wherever you want to start.
Well, our family has been here since the 1800s. One of the first families in Fergus Falls, Minnesota, and we came in. My grandfather, who came in from Kentucky, my great grandfather, Frank Pennick, and so we're related to quite a few people that are here in Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul, other little places that you'd be surprised.
Absolutely. And also, I know that there's a great boxing legacy to your family. Obviously, you boxed, your son is boxed, your father is boxed. Maybe share with us a little bit about how you got started boxing yourself, and even how Circle of Discipline got started.
Well, I got started primarily because I was fighting too much in school. And so my father and the principal decided that's it. I was about, what was I, second, third, I don't know. I know I was 4 years old when my family started teaching me. So my uncles and all of them boxed, so I was getting knocked down all the time. But when I started school, I was doing a lot of fighting. They said I'm gonna have to go somewhere, so I got in Golden Gloves, and I was under Eddie Lacy, who was awesome himself. He and my father and them looked up to Eddie, so I got started there. I actually went down to Phyllis Wheatley first, and then I went over to Pillsbury, where Eddie was at. And I started fighting. My first fight was like at 9 years old. Actually, it was right around the corner here over Central. That was my first fight, and after that, I just kept going year after year.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about the boxing is, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can just kind of take it as a hobby or whatever, or you can just be very serious about what it is you're doing and be down there and train every day, and that's the way we train.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What got you started with Circle of Discipline and the vision that you have here, and what it started from and what it's turned into now?
Well, actually, I had always been, pretty much on the same walk since I was in elementary school, trying to start some type of organization for our people. And so I could take you around and show you all the buildings and everything else that we looked at over in North, St. Paul, and all the different places through all of these years. I was actually training boxers at BT Bombers, which is in St. Paul at that time. And then there was another guy that was over south here that came in from East Coast, and he had a gym open. And he came over and asked, could he get a trainer over there? Well, that's training two gyms. That's hard if you don't know nothing about it. So I told him, yeah, I'd help him out. So we, came over south, and we started working on that particular place. I didn't like it because it didn't encompass the community. And I was always about, what are we going to do with the community? And so I told him, well, I'll stay here. He's getting a lot of play and cameras and all of that. I'll stay here, but we're going to change the name from this to something that encompasses all of us. And so that's what it became, Circle of Discipline.
Oh, outstanding. Now, Circle of Discipline started as a boxing gym, correct? But it's much, much more than a boxing gym right now. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. It always has been. The main thing that would hold us back was the lack of room. We didn't have enough room. We had enough people. We had so many people, they were training outside on the sidewalk. We didn't have enough room to run the programs that I really wanted to run, which would have been anywhere from track and field to the other forms of martial art, because boxing is a martial art, but all of the martial arts are called boxing. In Asia, they call it boxing. So teaching that, or having them involved in tennis and those type of things, we're trying to get their bodies and their minds working together, get their confidence up, and that's why we chose a lot of these type of things. But we know that, there's other principles to education. So there's the academic part of it. And when they start to feel pretty good about themselves, they do better in academics. We found that out over the long run.
And I know you do have an emphasis on academics here, and we are at Circle of Discipline, by the way. I know you have tutors here.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have various classes and other things,
Right.
Even music, the arts, and so forth. Do you want to touch on any of those?
Well, the class they're having down there right now, which I was surprised about, those are college students along with their professor. So they picked it up, the understanding that mind and body and the whole bit. The younger ones, they normally don't get that as much. So we bring them in and take them through things like this. We do have a training camp, and the training camp is up north. And what I want to do with that is, because we have so much we can do up there, as far as fishing, riding, running, training, doing the whole bit, is to get them up there this summer, and have them go through some camping and swimming or whatever else they don't know. It's a lot of programs that go from there to here.
Mm-hmm. So where is your training camp located, and who's eligible or who participates in programs at your training camp?
It's about a half an hour from Hinckley.
Okay.
You know where Hinckley is?
Yes.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
35.
Mm-hmm.
The participants we bring are the ones that we bring, whoever it is, who we want to qualify as following the rules and regulations, that type of thing, because we don't bother with a lot of nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do what we're going to do. We're going to go up there and we're going to do it. That means that they can have fun too.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we're going to take care of the business. A lot of the professionals were coming up there getting ready for their title fights, which we had two of them fighting for world titles at the same time, and they both won. But
That's outstanding.
Yeah.
So how long ago was that?
That was, that's been, what, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years? But,
So how many world contenders have you guys had that have come through Circle of Discipline? Champions
come
and
to
contenders.
the Circle of Discipline. We have another one, Byron Mitchell, that came through, and he came from Alabama for us to train him.
Mm-hmm.
We have guys that come through from Philadelphia and places like that for us to train them. We had another guy come through, not the Cuban, the other. We had another Cuban come through,
Mm-hmm.
and we had guys come from Canada.
Okay.
To train here. So,
And fair to say Shango is your top contender right now?
yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Shango, about how long you've been working with him, what he's got going on, what fights he's had, what do you see in the horizon, things like that. in your relationship with him?
I took Shango from a little boy. He was 4 years old.
Well, first of all, you want to tell the audience his full name then?
Yeah, James, Jamal James. They call him Shango because his father had a group here. His group was called Shangoya. And he did that for a long time, and he took the name Shango because it means the god of thunder and lightning, which is where they come from, Trinidad. But as a little boy, he didn't have anybody like most of them. So I just stepped in and started working with him, and kept working with him. He was tall, he was skinny, so there had to be a whole building process. He had good ability, but we had to train him and get that stuff to work. So once we started working him and getting him to the different major tournaments and stuff like that, he was winning all of these tournaments, and he wanted to keep going. I said, well, if you're gonna keep going, then I expect you to be a part of what it is that we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish. He didn't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with him, so we've been together ever since.
That is awesome. And he had a fight, a couple of years ago for the championship? A year ago? Was that WBC?
That was, I think it was WBC. No, it might have been WBA.
Is he, what weight is he? What weight does he fight?
He's fighting at welterweight.
Oh, okay.
147. I think this will be his last time going around for that. We can't make that weight no more. Well, he's just, he could make the weight, but he's a mature man.
Right.
Right. And so whatever we need to get out of him, we need to get it out now.
So maybe a middleweight, or what are you thinking about?
Junior middleweight. He'd go up to about 54, 50,
okay.
52, whatever it is.
And he's still in the top 10, is that fair to say?
Yeah, he's still up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, he's going to have a fight coming up here in the next couple of months.
All right.
I'm not sure about where it's going to be at. I think I know the opponent, but sometime that could have changed too. So.
Right. Right. I'm assuming he's possibly eyeing another shot at some point.
Oh yeah, that's what we're just looking at. Actually, he's supposed to be fighting. When was that Canelo fight? They just had that, right?
Yeah, I think there was one.
He was supposed to be on that.
Okay.
I pulled him off of it because I don't want him to fight that. That was in Vegas. Canelo, that was their holiday.
Yeah. And
everything else. So, that whole judging thing, and, we fighting a Mexican fighter too. So, no, we're not going to take that. That's the way the game works.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know there's so many things that go into managing these young boxers, so many things. And I know you have just experience on all levels, and you've done some work with the Olympics also. Is that correct?
Yeah, I met the trainer at the Olympic camp.
How often do you go over to Olympic camp, and how long have you been doing that? And
that's funny.
What's your involvement?
My other son is there right now, training the world team.
That'd be Adonis?
Yeah, Adonis.
Adonis Frazier, okay.
He's trying to get me to talk to the head coach because they're trying to get me to go out there. I said, we'll have to talk about all of that later. I'm not interested in that right now. So it's not anything that I dislike or anything, but it is long. You go out there, you be there for 3 weeks, man, and that's it. That's what it is. You go eat, you get up, you work, It's a little different when we go to our camp. Their camp, they have things their way. Our camp, we do it our way,
Right.
So,
right. And I will just confess straight up that Circle of Discipline is close to my heart for a lot of reasons. And one of the reasons why it's really close to my heart is I know we've talked about boxing, quite a bit, martial arts and things like that, and a few of the other programs. But when it's all said and done, the way that I look at Circle of Discipline is it's building young people. It's mentoring, it's developing, and it's building young people. And I imagine that you being the architect of it all, is that the way you view it also?
Yeah, it was actually, to get all of our people, not just the young ones. The young ones, you really want to try and grab them though. But the older ones, there's ones on there. There's grown folks that come in out of the community that have never did any type of training or anything else for their bodies. They don't get involved with things because there's not a lot to get involved in. So they come here, they see what we're doing, what we're trying to do with everyone. They get involved with that. They're showing up to the programs. And so it's holistic. It's holistic. It depends on how people look at it when they come in. Most people come in, they just want to try it and see what it is. After they get in, they feel who we are, then they stay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know that you guys are also considered almost the last resort stop sometimes when other entities have difficulties, maybe developing our youth and things like that. And I know, for example, Hennepin County, they send referrals to you.
Right.
Right? You want to speak on that?
Well, we've been doing that for years. We did it, officially. We did it unofficially. The people that come around us, maybe some of them haven't been downtown and got caught up in which is fine because now it gives us a better chance.
Mm-hmm.
But even if they have been, we don't turn anybody away if they're coming in to do the right thing and try and work and put the time in. I've worked with a whole lot,
So what type of work do you do with these young people?
Well, it depends on, what I kind of see what they need first, because a lot of them come in and they're blaming themselves for everything. They think it's, their life is their fault and all of that. And, all of us have had something to do with somebody else's life. You know what I mean? Being positive, being negative, all you can do is just try and straighten it out and do something better over here to, maybe offset what happened over here. That's the way I've always looked at it. Okay, so let's get these guys going. Let's get the community going. And once they start understanding more about themselves and their history and all of that, they begin to just change. And they see how we talk, how we carry ourselves. That has a real strong influence on them also. You don't have to go out there and try and play tough guy. They know what we do. They see what we do. You come in here, you find out if you tough guy real quick. And I've seen that so many times. And I sit back and laugh because everybody come in with a story about where they was from and where they was champion and all. Okay, well, show me. Let me see. Get it in. You get guys that come in as coaches. That's the real killer because everybody, hey, I'm a coach, man. Where's your coach at? I was been so-and-so, yeah. So-and-so, I really don't know them. So they get into the picture and then you find that guys are leaving them and coming to us, which creates somewhat of a problem. Mm-hmm. Until the person themselves see that they've learned so much more. Mm-hmm. From the foundation up, not just I want to use you, I want to get out there, I want to get my name out there. That's not what I do. I don't care nothing about that. If it gets out there, it gets out there. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Tell us about the heart and just the spirit and just the inner thoughts and philosophies of Sankora Frazier, because I've known you for a long time, and I know you're incredibly deep and incredibly profound individual.
Thank you.
But just in your own words, Sankora Frazier, what does that mean to you? I mean, what's important to you?
The fight. The fight. Inside and outside the ring, it's the fight. It's always been like that since I was a kid. Uh-huh. It's been the same thing since I was in elementary school. You can go back and read my records and you're going to find out the same thing. As a matter of fact, I had a teacher.
I'm assuming we're talking metaphorically and literally, huh?
Yeah, yes, that's right. Metaphorically and literally. and the one put me in touch with it more in the physical sense of me, just fighting at school and getting kicked out and everything like that. I got a chance.
But you took a negative and made a positive.
Turned it into a positive.
Yep.
And, each time you step up to go and do that, whether you're in the gym or whether you're in the actual fight, you got to deal with your nerves, man. You got to deal with your mind. You got to deal with your breathing. It all comes over you. You have to step up to a place where most guys won't step to. Now they might talk about it and it's trying to talk intelligent, and they might look at it. They might have put them on a couple times and threw a couple punches. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that first bell ringing until that last bell ringing, and you got to get up and start your fight way before the fight. People talk about Mike Tyson, $25 million, and yeah, okay, he didn't make that in a night. I can tell you that right now. That's been
up to it.
Man, that's been a lifelong pursuit for him to even say them numbers.
Right.
He
a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work. A lot of ups and downs, and you going through all kind of stuff. A lot of people that come here, they got problems, man. They have problems. But when they get in here, you leave all of that outside at the door. And then let's start working in here.
Right.
And then eventually we start talking about.
And that's good for mental health, too.
That it's about mental health, because that's what's wrong with it.
Good point.
That's what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And we all get that that side of us where you be ready to use that was me. I said no, I got to try and learn to deal with this if you're gonna really work a job. I've been working a job since I was 16. Well, I started working on my father and them even before you was supposed to work. He used to let you do that back then. But I had my job at 16, 17. Mm-hmm. Shoot, kept a job. Been working all the way through. And doing this all at the same time. So I was training 2 gyms and teaching the Asian martial arts.
Okay.
And still training myself at the same time. So I'd have to fly out and go wherever I was going to train at and do that, and then come back and they'd be standing in line waiting. And I didn't have a lot of trainers. I had to train the trainers.
Right.
Okay. So the ones that I knew that were, pretty good at boxing and whatever, and they were, good at humor. Because they need to laugh.
Yes.
We laugh about anything.
Yes.
We used to laugh at church.
See, he's telling on us now.
We used to laugh at church.
He's telling on us now. I cannot confirm or deny that.
Yeah, I even watch some of the older ones get up and kind of tiptoe out because they was laughing. But that's good, man. You got. We have to laugh. We have to have a good time, and without being worried about. You said the wrong thing to the wrong person, and they gonna go and come back and do this and do that. We're not trying to do all of that. Take them to another level.
Most people know about the boxing that you guys have here, but I guess we don't hear that much about the martial arts. And I know you're quite accomplished too. And I know normally you're not going to go out and say, "Yeah, I'm this belt and that belt," but share it with us.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't talk about it because I find.
Yeah, but
I'm
asked.
I'm gonna talk to you about it.
Okay.
I find that humility is the best way. Even those guys in the ring, they're trying to build up the fight and trying to make some money. Most of them are actually pretty cool. Not all of them, but most of them are pretty cool. And in the Asian arts, it's a little bit different with that. I'd have to say it's one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life.
Okay, the martial arts.
Yeah, and it's painful, mentally and physically. It's painful.
Right.
And you don't always feel like practicing. The opponent, the biggest opponent is yourself.
That sounds a little bit like life.
It's life. It is life. That's
Right.
why it works.
Yeah.
Because it is life. You have to make yourself get up to go train. Whether it's that or whether you's going to get up and go run the lake. Oh, man. Time clock went off. I think I'll lay here. You know, everybody fights those fights. Whether it's work, going to your job, whatever it is. So this is just a way to train for that kind of stuff all the time, because you'll see yourself fall off. Now, dealing with the Asian arts, you see the way that they make things and they do things. I mean, very exact. They want it exact. Now, whether they're going to get it exact or not, that's not the question. You're going to keep trying to get it until you get it the best you can.
Right.
And, when I was in China, I went to some different places to watch them make jade and, go up in the mountains where you training up in the mountains.
So you were actually in China then, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I went to I think it was about 6 different cities there.
Wow. How long were you there?
I was there for, I think it was about a month, if I remember right. It was a while ago.
And you studied martial arts there?
Yeah, we went through what they call internal. Internal is when you see them moving a certain kind of a speed.
Mm-hmm.
That's internal. People have no idea. A lot of people have no idea how powerful that really is. But that's where the power is at.
And which disciplines did you study?
Well, what I study is called wushu.
Right.
What they call here is kung fu, but the true name for it is wushu, which actually means to stop fighting.
Oh,
okay?
interesting.
It doesn't mean kung fu. Just means that you're proficient, or time-wise, you used your time wisely. You're proficient in whatever it is that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make any difference. You can be a wonder washer, be kung fu and wonder washing.
And what belts do you hold there?
Well, I went to my 9th. I have my 10th.
Black
I
belt?
don't use my 10th. Yeah. So
That's
I'm
awesome. Incredible.
It's the level of a grandmaster, which I don't use all of that either. Seafood instructor.
And I knew you wouldn't have brought it up if I didn't. That's why I want to bring it up.
I don't, it just, because people come at you specifically for that all the time. I don't mind talking to them if they're going to practice.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to practice, because when I'm teaching them, I'm showing them. I'm practicing with them. And I'm not going to keep practicing the same thing over and over and over when I can be practicing something over here that's way better for my body internal. Right. Your training changes as you go on. Right. You don't keep trying to do what they're doing as far as gymnastics and you jumping up doing 5 flips and all of that. That's not even really truly the martial art. Martial art is combat. Yeah. But even in that, you're not trying to have to go up against nobody every 5 minutes and you breaking this and you hurting that. There's ways that you practice to actually use it if you have to use it. So the best thing we teach is don't be there in the first place and you can't get hit. You see it right down there in that ring. If you're not there, the guy's swinging that air.
Good point.
If I turn to get out of the ropes, then I'm gone. I'm out.
You make it sound easy.
Yeah, that's the end of the fight. Mike Tyson said something about, everybody got a plan until they get hit in the face. Yeah. He's right. Yeah. He is absolutely right. But, most of those guys, a lot of the ones that you see on television and they're talking, man, them guys have been through a journey. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They don't even have to say it. I can walk in and just look at him. Say, he been around. There was one guy, I was in California training, and I didn't want to go to Freddie Roach's gym. I wanted to go to one of ours.
You say Freddie Roach?
Freddie Roach, yeah. I went over there.
The famous, renowned
yeah.
Freddie Roach.
Yeah, the renowned Freddie Roach, who's trained so many people who were already trained. But I went over there and I was watching him, for a little bit. He had about 2-3 people. I said, "No." He said, "We got a new fighter?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm gonna go over here to another gym." They had 2 more gyms that was been black for years, And so I went on over there, walked in, and it wasn't a whole lot of people there that day. You know, but you smelled the gym when you was walking up to the room. You could smell the gym. I said, okay, yeah, we at the right spot right here. And I went in there and I said, well, ain't too many people to work with in here. The guy said, oh, hey, the guy over there give you some work, man. So you throw him out a few bucks. I said, oh, yeah, okay. I'm looking at it, you know. He said, you know who he is, though. I said, no, I don't know. He said he's #1 ranked in the world for. Yeah, well, I don't know if we really want to deal with him today.
You remember his name?
I can't remember the man's name.
Okay,
It was so long ago because I had really went there because I had got a letter from Sugar Ray Robinson's youth foundation.
Okay.
And I was going there because I wanted to meet Ray Robinson.
Okay.
And I got there and he had got sick. They put him in the hospital, so that ruined that whole thing. I talked to Sugar Ray Leonard about it.
So you've met a lot of the great champions, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I met
Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns. What other great champions have you met?
Joe Frazier.
Wow, that's awesome.
Kenny Norton. I was in the gym with Joe for about 2 months. Right here. He was in here.
Oh my goodness.
And,
so Joe Frazier came to Minneapolis?
Yeah, he was training here. That's when Dwayne Bobbitt and Scott Ledoux and all them guys was around. Because they come here, you know, get to work or whatever. They come in. Larry Holmes. I had lunch with Larry Holmes. Diego Corrales. These are some of the new ones. Floyd.
Mayweather, huh? So you met Floyd, huh?
Yeah. Holyfield.
Okay.
Long talk with Holyfield.
Wow. You have met a lot of the greats.
Weaver, Mike Weaver. Yeah, all of them guys have, you know, been around them. I seen them as amateurs in the press, so I looked at Floyd. I said, man, I've been watching you since you was a boy. You know, he could fight then, though.
Right.
He could fight then. They claim that shoulder roll to be, you know, their thing, like Ali kind of took the Ali shuffle. And Jack Johnson was shuffling Ali, so you gotta tell the truth.
Well, Sugar Ray Leonard, he shuffled too, didn't he?
Yeah, but he came after Ali.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I meant Sugar Ray Robinson. Sorry about that.
Robinson really didn't shuffle like that.
Oh, really? Okay.
He'd do tricks on you,
but
he had a different way of movement, and his timing was just impeccable, man. You know, Ali had beautiful timing for what he was doing. He had to put it together his way because he was a Robinson man.
Yes.
But he was big.
Right.
But he's lean.
Right.
So he could still dance and, you know, flick his jab and stay out of the way and all of that.
Right. I remember the first time I saw Sugar Ray Robinson, you know, the old clips. And I'm like, that looks a lot like the way Ali moves. And so it made me think Ali probably took quite a bit from
everybody takes, it's just like even with the music, man. You know, I could go through music and I can hear everybody taking everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes back to days of
and
Sam
I know
Cooke
Prince talked about that too.
Yeah, he did. Prince studied everybody, man.
Yeah.
You know, you would hear David Bowie up in his stuff, you know,
that's true.
Jimi Hendrix and all, because he studied everybody, which is a smart thing to do if you really understand the foundation of what it is you're doing. See, Prince learned the foundation of music.
The newsflash, we went to school with Prince in Minneapolis Central.
Yeah, Central.
You know?
Yeah.
And your mom worked over there. So great times. Yeah. But please continue on what you were saying.
No, he played ball. He did all the other stuff, but his main thing was that he was forming a foundation so that he understood instruments and instrumentation and all. He wanted to learn all of the stuff about the business. And see, that's where we fall short a lot of times, not just in, you know, music, but in everything that we do. And you know, there's no quick, fast way. As soon as I listen to you come in and you ask me, how long is it going to take me to realize, then I already know we're talking the wrong conversation. Because, you know, you can be in there. I can put you in there and let you get some work. You know, I ain't going to try and get you killed. I'll let you get some work. Ain't like the older guys when we went in. Shit, you get in and get your praise. And they standing there, you better put your hands up, boy. Nose bleeding, head hurting. I remember my father took me down because my temper was bad. I mean, my temper was off the chain bad.
Mm-hmm.
So he took me down to the gym, and I walked in, and I remember there was this big, thick white kid there, man. When I look back, it looked like I remember seeing hair on his chest. I was about 9 years old. And he said, well, wait. And he said, you guys, I want you to box. I said, yeah, okay, I'm skinny, you know. I get in there, and this dude is just, he's coming on in. He's pop! I hit him a couple times, trying to say, wait a minute, man. What's this dude doing? Boom, boom. He's nailing me.
Uh-huh.
So I get out in the car, nose bleeding, head hurting. They said, yeah. So what happened to you in there tonight? Wait, this is the pastor, man. This is the bishop. Okay. I said, so, he said, what happened to you? I said, yeah, got beat up. Got beat up. Uh-huh. Got mad, didn't you? Lost your temper, huh? I said, yeah. So, that's right. You lost your temper. And what did I teach you? Not to lose my temper. That's right. So when you go back down there tomorrow, you're going to keep your hands up and you're going to jab and you're going to wait until it's time for you to throw. So I got back down the next day. I'm nervous again. Here he comes, man. He got his confidence now. I'm going to go beat him down now. Pop, I'm moving. He stepped in. Boy, I dropped that right hand in his body and he hit that canvas and I fell in love with boxing. I fell in love with boxing. But there was a couple guys.
Probably helped with your anger management too, right?
Oh, it did. Plus, I had a lot of the guys that I went to school with, that went to Central and went to Field. I had a lot of them, got them started. A lot of them didn't stay with it, but they could still throw a little bit, you know. So they got involved, and anybody I could to get to do anything having to do with conditioning or anything, like whether we're running, whether we're riding a bike, whatever, we try and do that, you know. And another thing we've done here a lot is share as far as literature is concerned. I might tell you, hey, I'm reading. So I remember when I lost one of my friends, and I had just saw him. He was on 4th Avenue, and he had the book. I had gave it to him, and he was in the middle of the book. And, you know, he died. Mm. And it's so crazy because my house is right next to where he was living when he died. Mm. He's right in the middle of the book, very educated, very intelligent. Walk into class, don't study, get an A. Same thing with his brother. Mm. And that's what, you know, for me, I hate seeing just us losing all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
We could develop so many more things, you know.
What is your vision for young people right now? Because I know that there's a whole lot of concerns out there in society. You got just poverty, you got homelessness, sometimes you have just lack of mentors, just all types of things, even hunger and so forth. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we could sit here and go on and on and on about all the concerns in society now, but what is your vision on that? And how do you feel like Circle of Discipline touches some of those things?
Well, I can tell you, first of all, you learn the foundation of it in church.
Yep, that's true.
You know?
That's true.
Now, whether you believe in, you know, Christianity or whether you believe in Islam or what, you know, you reading the Torah or whatever, it's all based on giving, not taking.
Right.
Everybody wants to take. Everybody wants things now. So before we can even get started on things like that, we need people that are ready to give.
That's so profound.
They're ready to give. Yeah, they can give of your time. If you can't give of your time, send your money. Mm-hmm. You see what we're trying to do? Mm-hmm. Put your money in. You know, a lot of people want to come by and, oh, great job. And yeah, but do you know how long I've been doing this job and how hard it is? And how many people with personalities that we have to deal with every day? It's very difficult. So going back to that group, and if you want to use that as a guide, you have to have people that want to come in and give of themselves and give of their time or their money, either way, because that's how things work. We watched the older men over there with Dad and them. We watched them work 2 and 3 jobs so they can make them payments every month.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
right. And they watched us grow up. But that's the same thing that we have to do. I told Dad, because we used to have some good talks, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have all kind of questions. All right, Dad, hold on now, because you're saying, but I'd ask him all kind of questions because I was revolutionary. I still am. I put a little bit of radicalness over here. I keep that revolutionary mind because that is to make the change. Mm-hmm. Revolution, make the change. Mm-hmm. So I was telling Dad, I said, well, okay, Dad, what I'm seeing, at a lot of churches is that, people get in their cars and their nice clothes on and they ride over to the church and they clap and sing and do all of the things that they're doing for their soul, mm-hmm. which is supposed to be already saved. But okay, you already supposed to be there, but you doing it for yourself. And then you leave and you get in your car and you guys go out to dinner. And you go someplace else and you drove past all of those people along the road that you say that you following your leader, who may be Nagdi, who may be Jesus, whoever you call it, you following the leader. But they stopped. And you didn't. Mm-hmm. So don't even come to me with that part of it unless you're really willing to walk that part. See, I had a real profound love, still have profound love, more for the Lord, because the church is just right off the chain as far as I'm concerned. And I had a hard time working around there because it wasn't that the people aren't nice. The people are very nice, but what are you gonna do? I told Dad, let me reach out here and grab this group of people that you're not getting. Mm-hmm. He couldn't get them no more. He's a pastor and bishop in the whole state.
You're doing real frontline work.
I told him, I said, I'm right there.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. You have anybody walk up in
40-something years now.
Yeah, huh? Yeah. And you don't know who you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. People come in, I told the mayor that.
But
I said,
it's
you
still
don't know
like
who we
you have the courage to move forward anyway.
Right.
In a positive manner.
And the people that are with us, they got to deal with them.
Right.
So they're bringing themselves in and putting themselves out on the line. You work in the courthouse downtown, you walk in there, first thing you see are guards.
It's true.
We're the guys. We're the security. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're the security. Hey, wait a minute. What you? No. We don't. You got to go somewhere else with that. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the reasons why you saw me go ahead and make that official too. Because I know we're going to need it down the line. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it is.
Yes.
If we want to do any bigger things, then that has to really be a priority for us too, to be able to secure what we do. So normally what I do is I talk to all the guys that's out there. Mm-hmm. Hey man, you guys come on in and secure this thing up. Mm-hmm. Stop all that nonsense. We don't need all of that. Mm-hmm. And they listen because they don't want it either. They like what we do too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's true.
They like what we do.
I noticed the music stopped out there. Let me flip this around and let's take a, so people can see what you got going on out here. You can continue to give us some commentary. But we're in one of the offices here, and here's the gym right here, and you can see one, two, two rings, all types of other gear out here, places for them to work out, and so forth. We got a lot of the offices up here too. You can see a few of the trophies in the background there. Let's see, yeah, a few of them there, and that's really just a small sampling, and so forth. So, this is looking pretty impressive now, Sankara. But you guys have come a long ways with this.
Oh, absolutely. We got, good facilities for showering and saunas and stuff like that. We got another room next to us where they teach the yoga and stretching and, the arts or whatever. That's right next door to us. So we try and keep this open. We train in here. We do any kind of training in here we want to. And we also go around to the other side where they have the indoor soccer at. And we're allowed to go over in there and do our running, whatever it is. Normally we run outside, but we go in there and do our running, and then they have another place right next to them that they want to do. So what we do with them is we go over and get in their cold pool, that ice pool.
Right. Yeah.
They get in there. I've been in them, but I'm not trying to do nothing about inflammation right now. That's what, But they do that, so everybody kind of works in correlating with what it is that we're doing. So I'm planning on some other things happening here and bringing some people in from out of town. We've had many of them here, but bring them in from out of town and let them talk to the younger ones.
So much more to talk about and to discuss and to do. And we'll get to some of that, but let's just call this a stopping point for today.
Okay.
And I just want to thank you tremendously for your time. I got nothing but love and respect for what you do over here. And, bro, let's just, we're going to continue with the next episode, all right?
Okay.
All right, brother. You stay blessed.
All right, brother. You too.